What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description below. I have the whole series down there in order for everybody. So, we got that camp, we got a little bit of a foothold. I did go ahead in between episodes and explore just a teensy bit. I closed a rift, we came down this way, I got a landmark here, and then we just got the next part of the Chantry trial, which means... trail, sorry, not trial. We'll head down here and we'll grab this camp. We have a Draconology quest, and this is the trail. And then we have another quarry, the last one we need for our power back at Skyhold, so we'll go get on that this episode. I did find one quillback in between, so we're 2 out of 3 for our specialization. Hopefully, as I wander around this episode, we'll run into another one, and I can get that word up. Getting excited every time I see red, and then it turns out that it's just a hyena. I didn't even rest in between last episode, that's why you see I only have 3 potions left. Kinda just sending it as I go. I think if you see 2 red dots, it's more likely to be quillbacks than just the one, but it also is probably... Oh, yeah, those are quillbacks. And you even brought me a... Okay, no, there's no alpha, but there is 3, which gives us pretty good odds. Pretty high chance of getting what I want out of this. Okay, again, with the... Let's just stand in the face of every enemy in the battlefield, really. Back up. Fill the entire battlefield with caltrops, so he just can't help but to run into it at some point. I don't know if my tank is purposefully running them into my mages, or if the battle is just naturally going that way because she keeps getting knocked back. Not sure which one is which there, but it's really aggravating. That's why I'm just scattering caltrops all over the place, hoping to slow some of it down. Cass is getting like gangbanged by them, man. You got that right. Alpha quillback spines, there we go. We can construct our specialization. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm gonna keep going until we get to camp, then I'm immediately going back to Skyhold, and we are going to get our specialization up and running, because I need it, and we are kind of struggling. But the extra DPS I can pick up from that will be helping us well along our way. I also might need to run some upgrades, actually, at this point. I can probably start using tier 2 materials for my equipment instead of sticking to the tier 1 stuff that I've been doing. Oh, that's the camp. I thought I... Okay, no I didn't. I just marked the direction, okay. I thought I had marked a Chantry trail, but I did not. I just marked where we were going. Got a camp and a... waypoint milestone thingy. Healed up nicely. Claim this for the Inky. Griffin Wing Monument in honor of the Griffins. So this statue is in honor of the Griffins who fell during one of the blights. And when you look at the lengths they go to honor the Griffins here, it makes you wonder why on earth they did what they did in Veilguard. Kind of out of character, isn't it? Here's a Chantry trail right here. That inevitably takes us deeper, I believe. Yep, we got a favor for the first enchanter here too. We got Vivienne's thing, the Chantry trail. Memories of the Grey. In red, and then our quarry. Here is Draconology. Frederic, I expect. I suppose we can chat to him before we go back to Skyhold to get our specialization. That's why I'm holding this level up too, for when we get our specialization. Let's get the quest started.
Visitors, thank the Maker. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone.
Of course, he's all legion.
Have you come to observe the wildlife too?
I think I found your supplies. A dead man out in the desert had these on him.
Dead? Blessed Andraste. What about Marcus or Jeannette? This is terrible news. I am Frederic of Serrault, foremost researcher of draconology in Orlais.
Yeah, we found a letter about you.
With an expedition from the university. But the others are all missing, and our work has been halted. White Claw raiders have made off with much of our supplies. You will
We've been carving a trench through their lines, if that makes you feel better.
The advancement of science.
What exactly are you investigating?
Tell me about yourself.
I am a professor at the University of Orlais. I have made it my life's work to write the definitive monograph on the hunting habits of dragons and their closest kin. On this trip alone, I have produced 20 scrolls of notes. More scholarship than has ever been done on the Southern Vargest. But my hope, my great ambition, is to observe the abyssal high dragon taking her prey. A sight no scholar has ever recorded.
The rest of your team went missing, and there are raiders all over the
Abyssal
area.
high dragon.
Should you be here alone?
Sorry, I was drinking my coffee.
I don't know what happened to the rest of the expedition, but the raiders have left me completely undisturbed. I have also seen Grey Wardens and strangers in odd black clothing, but they all ignore my presence completely.
Odd black clothing sounds like Venatori.
You're a scholar. What can you tell me about this region?
The Western Approach is a remarkable place, as you are no doubt aware. Many magnificent creatures make their home here. Vargusts, dragons, phoenixes. They thrive where few others can. The land was poisoned by the Second Blight. The Warden Fortress has stood since that time. Before the Blight, the ancient Imperium ruled here. Actually, I saw some Tevinters recently. Studying the runes, perhaps.
I have the supplies you were waiting for right here.
But some of our equipment is still missing. If you happen to find more of it, please let me know.
We'll have to speak some other time.
Yeah, I believe we get those by just killing White
leave a
Claws.
scholar alone?
I imagine they don't want to mess with a dragon hunter. Or they're just not really interested in him, right? It's not exactly in that purview. Why would they just... I guess, no, they could use him for like a slave for the lyrium mines, I suppose. Maybe it makes sense. And we should have our last portion of this quest now, which I believe is... yeah, it's right in front of us. It's a little cave off to the side. Oh, do I want to just take care of this stuff now? I think I should probably just take care of this stuff now, right? What are you? You look very poisonous. Is that a Vagast? Yes. No need, friends. Just was checking what it was.
The end must be nearby.
And the end is... right down here. This is either the cave where we get Vivienne's book, or when we loop back, we can grab it. I think what I might do, actually, is finish this little portion where we're at right now. And then I might go back to Skyhold, craft some new gear, get my specialization, and then I think we'll hunt the dragon this episode. We've been around him so much, I think it might be finally time to get that going. Kick him in the forehead to get rid of his nonsense invisibility ability. You had a friend, where did he go? I know you went invisible. This little shit. I see you. You are not that sneaky, brother. You have more of his supplies. You do.
These are probably the supplies that little man was waiting for.
The little man. Didn't know Cassandra was a size queen. Scareballs. More notes from the raiders. Elegantly written note. Gentlemen, leave the wardens to their work. Concentrate efforts on the dragon. Service. So that the Vinters want the dragon, obviously. Maybe that's what the White Claw raiders are trying to do. That's why they stole his stuff. And the table this is all standing on despawned. It just keeps staring at me. It had to go. I wonder if that's the guy who was talking about the statues. Statue of Andraste. Alright, I need my mages to chop that wood. Wonderful. But why was there a Chantry cave protected by a magical barrier? Andrastian banner right there. Creation of a phylactery. We let the boy rest. The first night they brought him to the White Spire. Convinced Knight Commander Belrose to delay the ritual till the morning. The journey was long, and the lad could barely keep his eyes open, poor thing. I was certain escape was the furthest thing from his mind. Medine found him a clean cart in with the other young apprentices, and when I came in with his supper, he was already fast asleep. In the morning, I showed Medine how the file was to be prepared. First a sample charm to preserve and protect the glass, then a spell that to keep the blood from forming dark clots. The last step could only be completed with the apprentice present. I sent a young Templar recruit off with the message that we were ready. The boy was escorted to the chamber by Belrose himself. I could tell he had just been awakened. There was a smear of dirt from his face, perhaps from the road. I called the boy to me and cleaned his cheek with my sleeve as I explained the ritual. We have to take your blood, I said, because you're special, and we don't want you to be lost. If it happens, the blood will allow us to find you and bring you home again. I let Medine take the lancet this time. The tremor in my hands was worse that day, and I didn't want to make too deep a cut. I held the boy close, and Medine made a small, neat incision on his palm, exactly as instructed. I felt the boy struggle and start to cry. He tried to pull away, but Medine gripped his hand firmly, letting the blood run into the phial. Then Medine cast the spell, like we practiced. Within the phial, the blood churned, and grew bright in the presence of the mage to whom it was bound. It was done. Another phylactery, another link forged. He was leashed to the White Spire. The boy could not look away from the glow. He was enthralled, and the pain and the tears were forgotten. See, this is magic, I said to him. When you are older, I will teach you. Belrose let the boy hold his phylactery for several minutes before he locked it away in the chamber. From the Memoirs of Enchanter Reva Clay, 872 Blessed, and that is obviously how the phylacteries are made, which is how Templars track mages with their blood. In case they ever escape the tower or turn to the dark side. Chantry Logbook. We so far cannot confirm that Faramond has had any luck attracting spirits at all. It may not be possible for spirits in the Fade to even see someone who has so long been tranquil. He wishes to continue the experiment. We will stay and observe until he is ready to leave. So, I guess they were running experiments on a tranquil here. Fake chains, I'm guessing that's for in case they become an abomination. We gotta find one of Vivienne's books, and then that quarry. I guess we'll build the tower too while we're back at Skyhold. We're gonna get a lot of things done off my checklist this episode. It is going very well so far. I'm gonna guess that all that fog right there is toxic, so let's get around that and we'll grab the lazarite. Yep, and there's more up there too. Honestly, I might be able to use this lazarite to craft a higher tier bow. I'll try and make some goody goodies, especially if we're gonna fight a dragon, then I need to have everybody juiced up a little bit at least. Dragons are pretty tough. It's like one of the highlights of this game for me is the dragon fights. They're really fun. And we gotta get the research for him, then we'll have to plant some baits, and then that should be about it. I think we can probably get that done this episode. The only thing that might cause us problems with that is if the baits are in that fog zone, which could be the case. I don't think it is, but it could be. And if that's the case, that kind of plays spoilers on everything that I wanted to do. Well, here's some wide claws for those last research notes. You bastard bowed me out of my animation. For you when you get out of your animation. Enjoy. Be nice. And the last one. And there's the supplies. That is the book for Vivienne. What's in here? Be a chest up there. Then obviously my quarry.
Someone was digging for things that should have been left undisturbed.
Makes you feel better, Solos. They're all dead now. 3 out of 3. Now we can upgrade the tower. I think you get an option there too. You can have it be like a research tower, like an alchemy tower, or you can make it a Templar tower. I think given the choices I made, probably make it a Templar tower. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Check our options. I guess we can't kick it. I think you need a warrior to shield bash that if you want it to be quick. Ancient Warden logbook. So close, we nearly reached him, made it down to what looked like a dwarven tag where the song was actually audible, real and thrumming through the air, not just in our heads. It rattled through the lyrium pillars and shook the earth beneath our feet to its dreadful tempo. We lost 30 men in the last cave-in, and the Warden Commander is abandoning the mission. I tried to argue for one last push, but the rock is too unstable down there. We'll have to find another archdemon somewhere more solid. Find another archdemon? They found an archdemon here, and they were digging to it. Interesting. So they think that they found an archdemon and were, I guess, presumably, they were trying to dig to it to kill it before the Darkspawn found it and tainted it. But obviously they kept collapsing, so they never got to do that. Venatory orders, Cassius, remind your hirelings to leave that old Legion fop alone. With our red friends leaving the area, Service expects more from the Whiteclaw efforts. I'm not explaining to him that you let those raider idiots kill our best chance at actually getting that high dragon in reach, Octavian. Okay, so that is why the Venatory are leaving him alone. They have orders to let him do his thing to summon the dragon so that they can do whatever they're planning on doing with it. And so this goes all the way down to the deep roads, according to what we read. According to them, that goes all the way down to the deep roads. Right, we need the crafting table, which is in this building right here. And we got some trials rewards too. Let's go. Select requisitions. Courtyard upgrade. Oh, hold on. That's not what I want to do first. The watchtower is what I want to do first. And then custom precision tools for our specialization.
Right. Everything looks in order.
Now, I imagine crafting those puts us in the point of the quest where we have to go back and talk to the man, which is in the back end of the courtyard. But first, yeah, Return of Three Eyes. We have to decide what we're going to do with this big tower in the back. Let's see what our options are. So we can do strength and preparation, a Cosmetic upgrade that shows commitment to the utility of vigilance. The tower becomes a Templar hold to rival any in southern Thedas. Cosmetic upgrade that declares the Inquisition's commitment to careful magical study. Skyhold's Mage Tower will be the envy of any circle. Let's dedicate that to the Templars. We'll make that a Templar Tower. Having a mage circle here, it seems like a bad idea, especially if Corypheus is gonna attack us at any point or anything like that. And I think also with our Templar main force being here, having a mage circle here is just asking for tensions that I don't really want to deal with the politics of. Every other day I would have to solve like a headache between the two, or Cullen would, or somebody would have to waste time dealing with that, and I'll pass.
You have your tools. The first of the pieces that you could build with. You've a choice. Do you commit to constructing yourself? Making? There's no splitting focus.
I do commit. Commit to the Artificer class specialization. All other specializations cut off.
I understand, and I've made my choice. I'll do this.
Take up your tools, and never let them leave your reach. We have many, many details to study. Welcome to the life you make, Inquisitor.
Thank you very much. Although that is all just kind of faux speeches. We actually don't have
Finally,
much to deal with.
The horses. I forgot about the Ferelden horses.
How did you forget about the Ferelden horses? My man. What does that even mean? Alright, so let's go take a look now that we have our specialization. There she is. Alright, Opportunity Knocks is what we want. Let's cut in on Unlock, and when an ally critically hits, you take advantage of their success faster with reduced cooldown. And we have set them up. You've mastered the proper placement of spikes and levers. When you spring any kind of trap, your enemies feel it. Then we have and take them down. Your experience with finding and pointing out enemy vulnerabilities gives the entire party a better chance to land a critical hit. Also really good, of course. Tricks of the Trade. You help the team make the most of its abilities, increasing the damage and duration of all status effects anyone in the party applies. Insane. And then Hail of Arrows is the real juice. So we're going to need quite a lot of skill points there for that. Which means that I need to respec. Buy and sell. Tactician's Renewal. Oh, we also have one that only costs one. Okay. Stay less. Right. We should have a metric ton of points now. So we'll take that. We'll take that. It was Chain Reaction was the one. And Pincushion. Weaving Shot. And Strike from the Shadows. That was all the ones that we had here. We don't need Strafing Shots, and Long Shot is quite pointless, I think, at this point. So down here, we need Caltrops just to get down the skill tree. This. We need Precision Targeting. Hook and Tackle. And then no cost or cooldown. We actually are better off than I thought we would be. We have 4 points. I only counted 3. Alright, so Spike Trap. Opportunity Knocks. Then we'll sync that into Hail of Arrows. Alright, so Caltrops, you can go there. You are my first slot. You are my fourth. You are my third. And I honestly should probably use Spike Trap instead of Caltrops. Spike Trap is just like a better version of it, I think. So you set a trap that when an enemy approaches, detonates and flings enemies into the air. Spike Trap creates an even larger detonation, and Shrapnel. Spike Trap leaves your enemies bleeding for several seconds. You've mastered the proper placement of spike traps and levers. When you spring any kind of trap, your enemies feel it. That gives me more stamina on the willpower side. What is this? Fallback plan. You place a Thieves' Lantern to mark a fallback location before heading into battle. We don't need that, but am I interested in this? That's the effects. That's a status effect. So this side of the tree is the one that I want for the bonus crit chance. So let's just set them up. And then next time we can get Elemental Mines. Okay, that's good so far. We don't need this. What I should have probably done is rebought this. Yeah, that's what happened. I didn't rebuy this ability. The performing an ability combo and additional focus, but it's okay. We'll get our focus plenty. Let's get our special shipments. Sigil of Philandrous. Now let's take a look at our crafting. Our current bow is 139 with 45 crit chance and 15 crit damage, but the grip has a lot to do with that. So, modify weapons. Bow, crit grip. Remove that upgrade. Yeah, so our grip was giving us 27 crit chance, so without it, it's 18. We'll keep that number in mind. 18. Craft weapons. Bow. It is Grunsman's bow. There are a couple ones. Uganon Anaste is good too, but that's explosive arrows, and it doesn't have the same things. We might switch to it eventually. So we want 158 for this. We have obsidian the most out of everything. So we'll make it out of obsidian. Tier 2. Domheart is a tier 3. That would take it to 180, but obviously we don't have enough for that. So let's go obsidian instead. And then here we have 12 crit chance out of that. 8 crit chance out of that. 8 crit chance, 20 flanking. Critical damage. 20% critical damage from the quillback. Let's buff the crit damage. We'll stack the rest in crit chance, I suppose. That's 18 critical chance again, like the old one, and then 20% crit damage, which is a buff. But we can also do a masterwork, which is... where is it? Hidden Blade. I would be curious if we can get this to actually be masterworked. 30% chance. I'm not sure if that means we got it or we didn't, but... Let's see if we masterworked that or not. We did not. Unfortunately, it didn't come out masterworked. We lost our 30% gamble on that, but it's better in every single way. And then we can still put the grip on it too, which makes it even more obscene. So, actually, let's take a look at our current grip, huh? Let's, upgrades. Our current grip is just a 27% critical chance. Can we up that in any shape or form? Here's the thick grip. It's 27, right? So Bearhide would give it 18. That would give it 12. Okay, so we won't be able to make that any spicier, at least from that. And modify weapons. Bows, T2 crit. And then we'll get the grip back on it. Now that's up to a 45% with a 20% crit damage bonus. And then I don't think any of these runes will be any good for us. We have Corrupted Rune, which is damage versus living, electricity damage, damage versus corrupted. 20 damage versus living actually sounds quite good. I don't see a reason not to do that, actually. So, sure. Enchanting an item will consume this rune. Do you want to continue? Yes. We're going to have the tier 2 bow for a while, so I would like to have some juice on it. I think we can sell. We can sell here. Perfect. Let me get rid of a bunch of this stuff. We can pass our hand-me-down to Sarah, I think, if it's better. The Black Commander armor is the one we got from the... Have any nonsense random stuff here? Have a lot of nonsense random stuff here. For valuables, we'll sell all those. 41 out of 60, and I'm not sure what to get rid of. Right. Armor. We're going to have the same thing here with our attachments. So, go to modify armor. Arms. That's giving us 12 cunning and 6 range. You know what? I'm not going to craft, I'm not going to recraft armor. That might take things a little too far. let's go to Sarah. Is that bow better for you, or am I just... Yeah, it's significantly better. Okay. Let's actually take a look how this Templar Commander stuff looks. So the Commander Shield is... What's Templar Shield? Templar Commander Armor. That looks pretty good, honestly. If I were playing Warrior, I would probably use that. It looks pretty good. The helmet doesn't fit at all, but... We didn't get a Templar helmet, huh? Alright, let's look how our stats improve there. So, we go to attributes. All the way down here. So our critical chance is 67 now. And our crit damage bonus is 86. Keep in mind that this will go up again when we get that one perk that gives everybody in the party a 5% buff. So we'll be at 72% critical damage. Or, sorry, 72% critical chance, which is spicy. We like that very, very much. And if I'm going to use Spike Trap, actually, I think I saved a ring for Spike Trap. The Belt of Urgency, Death Blow, Leaping Shot, Powder, Parry. Here it is, Spike Trap ring. I would have to take off my throwing blades, but this makes the Spike Trap do a ton more damage. And if I'm just using the blades to sunder after the fact, then what you would want to do is do that. I'll keep the throwing blades ring just in case I change my mind on that, but we'll try it. Because now the idea would be to, ideally, would be to leap in, use the Spike Trap, then get out with this, and then do that. So let me order this in the way that I want to actually test this. I'll keep the caltrops there just in case we decide that we would like to use them, but I doubt it. But yeah, jump in, Spike Trap, jump out, throwing blades, explosive shot. If you're following my drift with that. That was the wrong door. That's what I get for paying too much attention to my ability bar and just clicking. Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up with the war table. We should have one person available. I know we'll be missing 2 of them because they were on like 3-hour missions. But we should have one available, and then they can build the smoke blocking thing. Let's see. Over here, please. There we go. Conscript for the Inquisition. We have our first group of recruits. I will continue to search for more. Now, the tricky part. Training. Cullen. Ah, and it's Cullen that's done. That's perfect, because the Western approach is gonna probably be soldiers that'll be building that. Oh, it's not even an operation. It's this. Commander, we have completed initial estimates on the construction of an elevated bridge over the toxic sulfur pits in the Western approach. The work will require 10 of our engineers and 6 wagon loads of lumber, but the finished construction will allow troops to move through the region at a safe distance from the poisonous gas. Knight Captain Ryland. On your order, we can build a path. Our soldiers will personally see to its construction. Sounds good. Inquisitor, reports from Griffin Wing Outpost say that construction of a safe path through the Western Approach's largest sulfur pit is complete. Our soldiers completed the bridge without incident, and it has opened routes to previously inaccessible areas of the approach. You can inspect the results the next time you travel to the region. Cullen. We're not gonna fast travel to that bridge, because we're not quite done
I've
with that
arranged an
yet.
accord between the Marquis and the Dowager.
Observing the deadlock. It was to be expected, in the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition, several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they see mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standard. I say invite them to observe our soldiers' training, to show them that we are not heretical outlaws.
To work?
Look at me. Alright. Now that we got that locked and loaded, we are ready to go on and wrap this one on up. So thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and I will see you soon with more Dragon Age Inquisition. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.